Alrighty, folks, it is Diecastbuffet here again, and considering this car a classic makes me feel old, but it is Kevin Harvick's 2001 Atlanta race to win Diecast. We're going to be taking a closer look at this thing, and let me tell you, I am hyped. Let's hop to it. Alrighty, folks, right out of the good old box, and wow, man, check out this Diecast. So, this thing I'm just going to say right out of the box, it is caked in like a haze of dirt and grime. And honestly, you kind of expect that because this is it is a white painted car. So all the dirt and all the tire built up and wear from a 500-mile race with unrestricted horsepower at Atlanta Motor Speedway in the Winston Cup era, let me tell you, you're going to get a buttload of stuff built up on this car. And, it just makes me feel old saying that 2001 is a classic. I mean, let's just put this in perspective. And this is going to make everybody feel old. I remember listening to the radio in 2005. When people considered classic rock, it was 1985. That was 20 years ago in 2005. It's 2024. Does that mean 2000s rock is now considered classic? I know. I feel old. And, I don't like it. So anyways, we're going to dive into this car. This is the days of racing before tapered spacers and mud flaps on short track cars and all kinds of just hogwash. You have this orange dot on the front windshield. You got kind of I think it's actually matte, matte printed decals on the front windscreen. That is so freaking cool. Love that. Got GM Goodwrench Plus. The Plus decal is not centered, and I know that's going to give a lot of people a bugaboo there. Now, the front ends on these Monte Carlos are supposed to be funky. They're not supposed to be flush. You can see how the right side is clearly thicker than the left side. This is 100% accurate because these cars had a sloped front end. You got Monte Carlo there. You got the what is that? Gray, some silver. I don't know what the fudge that is. Probably just the stuff from the dust, and it looks like it's silver or gray. Got the RCR logo there, 29, Monte Carlo. Got Clevite, Simpson, Edelbrock, whatever. I think it's Plastalock, and I think that's Union 76, which for the I say old school, but the new fan, Union 76 racing fuel was Sunoco basically for NASCAR. They changed it in 2004. I don't know if they're the same company. But they were the main fuel sponsor in the Winston Cup era. Go to the left side of the diecast here. It's a very simple paint scheme. It's the Earnhardt paint scheme with a different color palette. You obviously know. This was actually Earnhardt's car that he won in. Earnhardt won the year 2000 Atlanta race in a photo finish with Bobby Labonte, right? And here's a Larry McNugget. Here is a ultimate Larry McNugget for you. Bobby Labonte went on to lost that Atlanta race, but he went on to win the Winston Cup that year in year 2000. Kevin Harvick comes back in the same car in 2001, wins the race in a photo finish against Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon went on to win the 2001 Winston Cup. So it's just interesting how everything just kind of parlays together, and Harvick has been a mainstay in the NASCAR Cup Series all the way back to the debut of Fox's NASCAR program. And it's an era that has gone by. I believe everybody who's watched NASCAR at some point has probably had a Kevin Harvick 29 or 4 car in their collection at some point. It's just crazy. So you got Goodyear right there. You have some retro decals. That's supposed to be Winston Cup, which I have plenty of decals. I could put a Winston decal on there. You got Ray Besto's Rookie of the Year. I think that is 3M. I don't remember seeing 3M there in the 2000s, early 2000s. Maybe I'm just tripping. 76 Racing Fuel, True Valley, Holly, Comp, Bowman, Jessel, EA Sports, whatever the biff that is, Mechanics Work, Autometer, NASCAR Race Car. There is a few bugaboos and quirks about this car we'll talk about as we go. Of course, I'm you know how I am about those things. I want everything to be as perfect as possible. This is what bugs me. What are they doing with this Kevin Harvick name banner? It looks like there's nothing there. You have to go on top of the car to freaking see it there. That's goofy. Well, what are they thinking? It's like, come on, man. I've never seen a 2000s diecast with the freaking roof having driver logos. You bring it down a little bit so you can see from the side angle. Got Coca-Cola there. I think that's Hershey's. And Bass Pro, Goodyear Service Plus, Snap-on, Purdue, I think that is, Oreo, Sonic, and We Care. AC Delco and Team Realtree. Number 29, go to the caboose of the car. Now, this is the bugaboo, and I don't understand how these things happen. I mean, you make like 1,000 of these things in 1/64 scale. You make 1,000 of them in 1/24 scale. How does the right tail light get this screwed up? I mean, what are they thinking? You can see the 29 from the side partially. But when you really look at it from the back end, something ain't right there, guys. I'm just shooting you straight on it. Now, you do have a orange-ish spoiler. This is not a no bull car, I don't think. Even though, when I'm looking at it from the roof, the red in the studio almost looks somewhat orange, but it's not. It's not. The spoiler is orange, but the rest of the car is red. I don't know if that's accurate to the real car. We have seen many Lionel cars, unfortunately, have inaccuracies. There's American Online. That was actually supposed to be Kevin Harvick's sponsor for 2002. Everything changed in the 01500. Goodyear Service Plus, Goodwrench.com. Go to the right side of the diecast. Of course, we picked this one up from our friends at Circle B Diecast. You can too. You use promo code Diecastbuffet, and you order $30 or more, and you will save on shipping. And check out the right side of this car, man. Just, I love it, dude. I love Winston Cup raced wins. And this is going to bring me to the next aspect of this video. Is we need more of these. I can't tell you how frustrating it is. You run 36 races every year. There's like 50 different seasons they can make raced wins from. And they make like 2 of them every calendar year. Come on, guys. We need more classic raced win cars. I mean, how many cars from the 2000s that never got made in 164, as a raced win that they can do? Why not make more of them, right? Why do they have to always make the 1998 Daytona 500 or Talladega 2000 wins? Why not? Why can't we get like a Dale Sr. Rockingham win or something from the early 90s? I don't know. I love random wins. I want to see Craven Martinsville raced win. I want to see Craven Darlington raced win. I want to see Kevin Harvick's Chicagoland raced win from 02. Why not release his 01 Chicagoland raced win? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see those cars get made. And knowing them, they probably will make it, but it'll probably be a decade from now. You know what I'm saying? That's what's frustrating. That's why I like making things my own. Like, if I want a custom Kevin Harvick raced win of a Chicago win, which he won in 02 and 01, I can do so. You know what I'm saying? That's what I love about it. The car right now we have in the studio, I'm trying not to get too sidetracked. You know how I am. I get very passionate about these things. The wheel lettering is way too big for me. I'm just going to shoot you straight. It's a little too big for me. You look at the OG Winston Cup cars that was released like at the Action Winter Circle line. The lettering was not that big. I'm sorry, but the lettering is way too big on this thing. That's a bugaboo. If you look at the lettering from, let me get a sample for you. If you look at the lettering from previous year's cars, I'm gonna show one right here. That's how it's supposed to look. These are flush with each other, so I'm not trying to make my point, whatever, skewed. But you can just see how the top one's a lot more smaller in terms of lettering, and the one that's mounted on the car is a little too large. And that throws it off to me. That just kind of throws it off. Now, the actual die-cast mold they produced this on is not the exact one you got back in the early 2000s. When you bought your Terry Labonte's Looney Tunes cars, your Kevin Harvick 01 paint scheme. This front end on this car is significantly more accurate to the real thing. And the reason why, Inner Circle Action release of this car back in the year 2000 to 2002, or technically 03 if you count the Bush years. But the front end of the car goes up, and it kind of goes straight down with a slight curve to it. The real car, though, is much more aerodynamic. If you go look at a 2001 Jeff Gordon at Las Vegas photo or something, you can tell how the car has a much more smoother nose. They updated the tooling when they made Jeff Gordon year 2000, Richmond win and all that good jazz. They updated the tooling, and this is the most accurate year 2000 to 2002 Winston Cup Monte Carlo you can ever get. Trust me, I have stripped the OG version and this version to the bare bone, and let me tell you, they are not alike. If you're gonna do a custom build, this is the one to do it on, guys. I'm gonna end the video right now, guys. If you are in the market for this car, I will say there's a little bit of a buyer beware. The wheels are a little bit funky to me. I'm just gonna shoot you straight on that. Part of me just, unfortunately, the front wheels, it's a little wobbly. Now that's actually the casting of the car itself. I've built cars on this mold before. The wheels do not stay in place. This is the actual molding. This is not a single car error. This is how they are manufactured, unfortunately. If you are a fan of this paint scheme, absolutely pick it up, but just know you're going to have a few bugaboos. You're going to have a bugaboo with the back end with the tail light. You're going to have a bugaboo with the lettering, but I still think it's worth it. I think it's a fantastic car, and I really, really hope they go back and make more Kevin Harvick paint schemes. He won so many back in the 2000s, so hopefully they'll go back and redo it. That's all for now, guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Diecast Buffet, signing off.